This is the Jackbox Party Pack 10. That's right, there's been 10 of them. I've been reviewing them since the very beginning, and it has been basically a decade, I guess. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So to start off, we're just kind of going through the list. We got Tee K.O, Timejinx, FixyText, Dodo Re Mi, and Hypnotorious. We also have some settings, which we'll show briefly, and let's dive in and talk about this experience. So what you do is you go to jackbox.tv on your phone. It is a URL, or phone, or any sort of internet device. You can use your browser or anything like that, and you connect and set up a match. You can have others join in online, you can stream it, you can play it, all kinds of different ways to enjoy the Jackbox Party Pack. It's a 4K resolution on Xbox, and obviously super fluid because, I mean, you're just looking at animations on the screen or whatever. So let's dive in and let's talk about this. And there's tons of family-friendly filtering. You can make it as adult as you want or as easygoing and family-friendly as you would like. So first up, we have the return of Tee K.O 2. So that is where you return to T-Shirt Island in order to compete against others. So it's another game where you are basically creating drawings, you're writing prompts, and then the two are basically competing and battling off one another to find who is the best designer of a t-shirt. And just like the previous time, you can sit there and you can order them afterwards if you really love the design you have. So there's the opportunity to go above and beyond the call of Jackbox. So if you liked it the first time around, it's about the exact same. I mean, I think they've kind of tightened it up a little bit, but it's basically the exact same game. I liked it. I always enjoy the drawing ones. Drawful is actually my favorite of the Jackbox games, I believe, at this point. And yeah, it just continues to be basically used. Draw, create, compete. It's really straightforward. It's fun. It's funny. It's enjoyable. It's got some cool style to it. I think, yeah, you'll kind of have a good time with this particular one. I think it's a standout of the pack, which that in itself is a little disappointing because, you know, you would assume new games might come in and really steal the show. But yeah, Tee K.O 2 once again delivers some fun drawing and some quirky, weird, hilarious times each time you go at it. So this is a bit of a quiz type game. So this is Timejinx. It's a trivia game. You're a time traveler from the future competing in a high-stakes trivia night. Save your current timeline by answering questions about the past. So this one was pretty straightforward. It was alright. It was decent. It was a solid game. Most of it is kind of based around getting the period of time correct. Like, you need to go on a graph and be like, when did this happen? How close did this happen? That's kind of your score. And then in the middle rounds, you're kind of cutting off that score a little bit based on other choices and sort of like a quick round type thing. So this one is more for those that enjoy straight up trivia. Pretty straightforward. I mean, I enjoy trivia. It can be a lot of fun, especially if it's stuff you're familiar with or maybe not familiar with, and figuring out what actually is correct without cheating, I must say. But yeah, this one is decent. It wasn't anything too mind-blowing on the, you know, formula and stuff of just what general trivia is. But if you want to do a trivia night, you know, this is a absolutely fine offering if you want to play some guesswork, or actually perhaps if you're, you know, in the know, you might have the actually correct answer and stuff like that. So this one is solid. It's a decent game. It's a decent offering in the pack. It gets the job done. It's quick, swift, and decently fun to play. So here we go with one where you're kind of doing like a bit of a typing type thing. It's very weird. So this is FixyText. It's a writing kind of teamwork game, sort of. It's the Wild West of text editing. Everyone in the group is typing, chatting at once. There's no delete key, and there's like not really autocorrect, so you got to make the most memorable statement. I didn't like this one. No one in our group did. It's kind of weird, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, even when you kind of get that it makes sense, it doesn't really make much sense at all. I don't know. You're creating words, phrases, and then you kind of pick stuff, but then like some of the phrases you make don't really appear, and then there's just weird blocks of text. And yeah, I don't know about this one. Like, it's got a cool showcase to it. It's got a cool design and layout, but like, it's just kind of weird and wasn't very fun to play. I don't think we really understood it or got it or were really too impressed or finding it to be very entertaining. It was just kind of like a weird game. I wasn't huge on this one. I was a bit weirded out by it, actually. But the concept, I think, is kind of novel. Well, maybe not, but like it's something different in this package. But yeah, this one was not really much of a hit at all with us. It was not something we'd play again. Which brings us to Dodo Re Mi. It's a music game, a teamwork music game, where you and your flock must make music together to feed the plants and keep the planet happy. Otherwise, the giant plant will find you tasty and want to eat you. So they've essentially made like a Guitar Hero-like thing. So there was a game like this, and I can't remember when it was, but there was a game on like the earlier phone era where you would play like Guitar Hero but for like a phone. I don't even know what happened to that. I don't even remember what it's called, but this is kind of the equivalent of that. And yeah, we didn't like this one at all either. It's like I think the thing we came to is the conclusion that if we were playing this, we would just download a separate game similar to Guitar Hero or whatnot, where you would do this sort of thing. But yeah, you're kind of just hitting notes, trying to balance the points, and then the score basically determines if this ravenous plant eats your crew of birds or not. It is a team effort and everything like that, but yeah, this one really wasn't much of a hit either. Yeah, we weren't really thrilled with the idea of this one because we'd just rather download a separate app to do this kind of thing. It's a neat idea, but it doesn't really fit into what we think of Jackbox, or when we think of Jackbox, if that makes sense. So here we are diving into the last game, which is Hypnotorious. It's a hidden identity role-playing game. So this one I feel like you really need larger groups because you're kind of doing ridiculous things. This one was sort of so-so, kind of enjoyable, kind of but it's like you get these prompts and then you make notes based on those prompts. So, you know, you got to kind of describe what you're doing and then others describe what they are. And then you have to kind of decipher who fits into what jar. So this was funny. It's like balls and stuff like that. It had to do with tennis balls and birds and stuff like that. So that was kind of our prompt in the backdrop. So yeah, this one was okay, but I feel like it would do a lot better if you actually had a larger group of people playing it. I don't think it really fits super well for the base level, and this one is a little harder to pull off unless you have like a full group of individuals going at it. So this one was an alright offering, I think, within this particular Jackbox pack. Decent, but not mind-blowing. And if you have a large group, I think it could be an okay time if you get into it and you have some ridiculous prompts going on for this particular offering within this pack. So yeah, that is the Jackbox Party Pack 10. This is my ending thoughts on the whole thing. I can't believe it's been literally a decade that I've been doing this. That's kind of wild. It's crazy. I can't believe that much time has passed. I do feel that this was one of the weaker packs they've done. The standout was Tee K.O, but I mean, we've already had that before, and this doesn't really iterate upon that crazily. The other ones are kind of like so-so. Well, they range from so-so to kind of just bad or not interesting, at least for our group. And, you know, this is something we play literally every single year. I drag everyone together, and they're like, oh, another year of Jackbox. It's like, yep, it's been another year. Let's get together. Let's have some fun. And you know what? You have some laughs, you have some moments, but, like, I didn't really think this one hit the mark. The musical one, Dodo Re Mi, we'd rather just play standalone games and do that. Timejinx is just trivia, but it was kind of fun, kind of okay. The Hypnotorious one, if you're in a group, it might be alright. FixyText just didn't really make any sense, and no one had any fun playing that one. Same with the bird one. It was kind of funny seeing the birds getting eaten, but like, other than that, it really wasn't that great. So I'd say this pack wasn't one of the best. It was one of the weaker Jackbox packs I've seen, but like, you know, it's still fun for a group. If you need new games, here are some new games, but I do think they've had stronger packs over previous years, and I guess I'll look forward to seeing what they do next time around, because this one was a bit of a swing and a miss for me, sadly, for this 10th anniversary.